What if I told you just Suzuki built a time machine and it runs on a 776cc parallel twin? That's right, the 2026 Suzuki GSX-8T is here, and it's got one foot planted firmly in the golden era of motorcycling and the other stomping confidently into the future. This is Motometrics, and today we are breaking down everything you need to know about one of the most talked about new bikes of 2026. Stay with me until the end because I'm going to tell you something about the price of this bike that might actually surprise you, and not in a good way. Let's start at the very beginning, the looks, because honestly, if you walked past this bike on the street and didn't stop to stare, I'd question your life choices. Suzuki calls it Retro Spirit Next Generation Performance, and for once, that's not just marketing fluff. The GSX-8T takes its styling cues straight from the legendary Suzuki T500 Titan, a 492cc two-stroke beast that roamed American roads from 1968 all the way to 1975. That bike had a reputation. It was fast, it was tough, and riders loved it. Now, in 2026, Suzuki has brought that same soul back, but wrapped it in modern skin. You get a gorgeous mono-round LED headlight that blends classic and contemporary like peanut butter and jelly. The fuel tank is big, sculpted, and absolutely stunning, especially in candy burnt gold, which honestly looks like it rolled straight out of 1969. There's a tuck-and-roll stitched seat, bar-end mirrors, which, by the way, is a first for any Suzuki production model ever, and an overall stance that just oozes character. The naked GSX-8S it's based on? Stylish. The GSX-8T? That's a whole different conversation. Now, here's where it gets interesting, and this is the part most people overlook. Underneath all that retro beauty, the GSX-8T shares its engine, frame, and chassis with the GSX-8S. So you might be thinking, wait, I'm paying more for the same bike in a prettier costume. Hold that thought, because the answer's more nuanced than that, and I'll get back to it. The heart of this machine is Suzuki's now proven 776cc parallel twin with a 270-degree crank. That firing order is a big deal. It gives the engine a V-twin-like character, meaning you feel that satisfying pulse and thump with every twist of the throttle. Power sits at around 83 horsepower and 57 pound-feet of torque, and Suzuki has tuned it to deliver the goods down low in the rev range, right where you actually use it in everyday riding. No screaming to redline just to feel something. This motor pulls strong from the moment you crack the throttle. Commuting, canyon carving, weekend rides, it handles all of it without breaking a sweat. And speaking of not breaking a sweat, the electronics package on this thing is genuinely impressive for a retro-styled bike. You get Suzuki's intelligent ride system with 3 drive modes. Mode A for aggressive, direct throttle response when you're feeling spicy. Mode B for a smoother, more relaxed delivery. And Mode C for when you just want to cruise and enjoy the scenery. On top of that, there's 4-level traction control, including an off setting for the brave souls among you, a bi-directional quick shifter, ABS, and Suzuki's Easy Start system. Oh, and a 5-inch full-color TFT display with day and night modes and nearly 20 different readouts. There's even a USB-C charging port tucked in the cockpit, because yes, even your retro bike needs to charge your phone in 2026. Wait, did I mention the battery? Because Suzuki quietly slipped in something pretty cool here. The GSX-8T comes with a new HY lithium-ion battery, the same type used in Dakar rally applications, that's 70% lighter than a standard lead-acid unit, operates in a wider temperature range, and is rated to last up to 10 years. A 10-year battery on a production street bike. Yeah, Suzuki is not playing around. Now, let's talk about how this thing actually rides, because specs on paper are one thing, real-world feel is everything. Reviewers who've spent time on the GSX-8T describe it as balanced, nimble, and compact despite its 445-pound curb weight. The mass is distributed well, so it doesn't feel like you're wrestling a refrigerator through corners. The upside-down KYB fork and rear shock aren't adjustable beyond preload, which is a bit basic for a bike at this price point, but the setup is compliant enough for real roads. Urban traffic? Easy. Freeway cruising at 75 miles per hour, smooth and stress-free with power in reserve. Canyon roads, genuinely fun. It's that kind of motorcycle, the kind that makes you look for reasons to ride, not reasons to park it. The bigger fuel tank, 4.3 gallons versus 3.7 on the standard GSX-8S, gives you a potential range of around 240 miles between fill-ups. That's not nothing. That's weekend trip territory without the anxiety of hunting for a gas station every hour. All right, now let's talk about money. And this is the part I promised you earlier. The 2026 Suzuki GSX-8T starts at $10,649. The GSX-8TT, the fancier version with a quarter fairing, colored wheels, and tank stripes straight from Suzuki's 1980s Superbike playbook, runs at $11,149. Compare that to the GSX-8S it's mechanically identical to, which starts at just $9,249. You're paying $1,400 to $1,900 extra for styling, a bigger tank, that fancy lithium battery, and bar-end mirrors. Now, is that worth it? Here's my honest take. If the look of this bike stops your heart when you see it, then yes, absolutely. Motorcycles aren't just transportation, they're emotional purchases, and the GSX-8T delivers on emotion in a way the GSX-8S simply does not. But, and this is a real but, the competition is stiff. The Yamaha XSR900 is sitting right there at $10,599. The Triumph Trident 800 undercuts everyone at $9,995. If raw performance per dollar is your priority, the GSX-8T has some explaining to do at the dealership. What Suzuki is betting on is that no spreadsheet can measure the feeling of throwing a leg over something that looks this good. And honestly, they might be right. So here's where we land. The 2026 Suzuki GSX-8T is not trying to be the fastest bike in its class. It's not trying to out-tech the competition with a laundry list of rider aids. What it's doing is offering something rarer than horsepower, genuine character, a personality, a connection to motorcycle history that you can actually feel when you ride it. It's approachable enough for newer riders, satisfying enough for veterans, and stylish enough that even non-riders will stop and ask what it is. Is it perfect? No. The suspension adjustability is limited for the price, the bar-end mirrors will cost you some lane-splitting real estate, and the premium over the GSX-8S is real. But if the soul of this machine speaks to you, and I have a feeling it just might, then the 2026 Suzuki GSX-8T is absolutely worth your attention. And if you want to keep exploring the best bikes dropping this year, hit that end screen right now. I've got another video lined up that you're going to want to watch. Trust me, it's worth sticking around for. See you in the next one.